Hey, we're live, Tara. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Creating Cultures That Outperform. We're on episode 22 of our series on jerks at work, and this week we do one we've all seen many times, the always busy do nothing. It's a good episode. These people are everywhere. Good news is they usually get caught, but let's get into it and see what they are. Next week we're going to be doing the meeting monster, but you can see we still have quite a few episodes to go. We're over here on the right-hand side. We're on episode 4 of column 2 with a lot of really good people to do. And stay with us. You're going to love them. So who
Yes.
is this person that always busy do nothing? I would say they have every little trick up their sleeve to look busy. I worked with one of these guys years ago when I had my first job at Equitable Life many years ago. This person was always running around, picked up speed, looked really busy. Oh, I've got to go this. I'm heading off to meet with so and so. I can't talk right now. Super busy. But eventually you realize that they're actually not getting a lot done. They're looking really busy and they're the best. They've perfected the art of just looking busy, right, Terry? You've run into these people,
Yeah,
haven't
absolutely. I love this professional complainers. They know
you?
how to talk a good talk. They know how to talk about how overwhelmed they
They
are, about
do.
how much they have going on. Their to-do list is just so long. They have so many things to get done. And when it's time to be in the spotlight, they are all pros at being in the spotlight of saying that they're going to get something done and
You
working on
bet.
they want to be, they're visibility seekers. I love that. They're trying
Yeah.
to look busy, but they're not actually doing anything. And once you start asking them questions and you peel back the layers of the onion, you realize they're not really doing anything. They just have a bunch of things stacked up and they have a lot of busy work, but they're not actually accomplishing anything.
Well, they'll also, they'll go into email and they'll make these comments that maybe it's an observation, but they don't really contribute anything. But they weave themselves into things so their name appears. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Kudos to you guys. Let's get another thing done. Let's get another thing done like they're involved in it. Yeah. I think we
Yeah.
should tackle another one of these. That's a great
Yeah.
idea. Let's do it. But they're never in it. They're just always part of the let's go, let's get going. They're great at making it look like they're doing things with comments. And you're right. They just love that visibility, to sit up and say, it's amazing what we get done around here. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's so funny how they have this flurry of information. And I've also run into people that are like masters at finding one little detail to contribute that
Yep.
really, it's really not all that much of a big contribution, but they'll contribute something just to be part of the conversation. And then they'll ask you a question because they want to give you more work to do, right? So
Yeah.
they're trying to constantly pushing things off of their plate onto somebody else's plate. So they're trying to find a way because, if you're working on something, you have to hand it off to them. They're constantly pushing it back to you, saying that it's not ready. So then when somebody asks them about it, they're like, "Oh, it's not ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to work on this." But Terry
Oh,
is
yeah.
still she's the slow down. She's the one that's still working on her part. So they're like masters at that. They know
Yeah.
how to just kind of camouflage their work and cover up and pretend like they're busy. They're in meetings all the time. They just got all these things to do, but
Yeah.
they're not really accomplishing anything.
No, and you're right. They're great at contributing that little thing. The more visible, the better. Like they'll never
Mhm.
put the whole document together, but they'll come in and they'll say, "Oh, I rearranged this. I think the flow goes better like this." Something simple but it's
Yeah.
visible and they're out communicating to everybody. Yeah, this is going to be more impactful if we do the following. But, 99.9% of the work was done by other people. Yet
Right.
they're in there, with their minor thing, rearranging something. Um,
Exactly.
Yes, and to make it look like they're doing something, but they always get found out. I mean, that is just the great thing about them. And the good bosses, they catch on, and they
Yeah.
really nail them in terms of, okay, what are you going to do and when? And I had one guy who was great at just slippery as anything. And I used to say, look, we're going to agree what you're going to do. And then you're going to bring it back to me in writing, very specific, exactly what the deliverable is, when it is due. And then you're bringing that to next week's one-on-one and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So there's no ambiguity here, please. Very clear. What are you going to get done? When is it being done? And exactly what are you delivering? And I would
Yeah.
always corner
You
them.
have to hold them accountable. You really do.
You
You have
have
to
to.
tie them down, make them stop with all the busy work and actually get something done. That's the only way
Yeah.
you're going to be successful with that person.
Yeah. And you can see in the graphic here, they're up at the board, working on the to-do list, but they're not really doing anything. It's just a show.
Yeah.
It's all a show. Oh, yes, we could handle that, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I'm over here. Yeah, I'm on that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But you got to corner them. You got to have these regular one-on-ones and you got to reward only results. I mean, I think that's the key to this whole thing.
Yeah. You've got to push them to basically, you have to keep them out of that gray area. So you've got to push them towards accountability, clarity, so that everybody understands. We want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. We want details. You don't want to just let them gloss over things or stay in that gray area because they'll stay there forever and they'll never get anything done. So you want to make sure
No.
that you're directing those conversations to being very clear. You want to focus on solutions. Let's make a decision and set some hard deadlines for them and hold them accountable. You really do.
Yeah. And, it's very important if you're the peer, complete clarity and accountability, nowhere to hide, documented in the minutes of the meeting, however it comes out. They got to be cornered by the peers as well. And,
Yeah.
subordinates, you don't want to get sucked into this just waste of time because you've got a career too. You got to be doing stuff that really adds value. You've got to kind of be very clear about what you accomplished, when you got it done, because they're going to be found out. I have seen these people rise in
Yeah.
companies. The bosses who aren't on top of stuff think these are the greatest workers sometimes. Takes them a long time to find them.
Yeah.
And there was one guy at Merrill. He ended up running a whole department. He never got anything done, ever. Ever. He was worried about, and there was one meeting where he was like talking about supplies and we're going through too many pencils. I mean, I'm serious. This guy was he was such a loser. He never did anything. But he never did anything wrong either.
Yeah.
Right? No big blowups, no problems. So he survived and made it to be a department manager until they fired him. And that was pretty good. That was a big job.
Yeah.
So,
You've got to get down in the details and start asking detailed questions to really find them out. And most of the time, higher level managers, they're not really in the details, right? So they just want the high level glossed over answers. And you can get that from this person. They're going to have all of the high level stuff. But once you start, like I said, peeling back the layers of the onion and trying to get down to the details, that's where you're going to see that they don't really know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about how to blow it when you're managing them.
Yes.
It's the guy, get into details, Terry, you're right. It's not about activity and running around and saying the right things. There was this marketing guy at Merrill too, who he eventually got fired. He ran one of the products, had a big job. I mean, nobody sounded better in a meeting than this guy. The comments were incredible, really insightful stuff about the competition, but he never did anything. And he made it up to a very high level until eventually he had everything taken away from him because the product wasn't growing. These guys do get caught eventually.
Yeah.
But you've got to, make sure you don't ever rescue him for the boss. Hold them accountable. It's their job. Don't be the good boss and say, oh, look, let me help you with that. And do not shy away from confronting this because I've seen that too many times.
Yeah. You can't cover up for their mistakes.
No.
You can't try to just step in and take on their work. You can't let their business distract you either. You really do have to hold them accountable and, don't be afraid to ask for clarity and specific priorities. If you worked for somebody like this, make them narrow them down, make them give you some hard and fast deadlines. Don't do work for them and don't hesitate to escalate if you need to, because sometimes, their inaction is impeding your progress. So
I think
you
that's the
gotta
best
move
advice on the
forward.
thing. Don't go
Yeah,
down with the ship, boy, because these people are going to fail. Make sure you've built really good alliances. Make sure you've been documenting what you're doing. Make sure you're seen as a real contributor. You're the real
right.
contributor. You're pitching in, you're doing stuff, and people say, oh, so and so's, that person's really getting it done.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to make sure you're documenting that you have results to show, so that this person in their just busyness and lack of activity doesn't impact you.
That's right. If you're a good producer, people are going to see you're producing and you're not going to get caught in their shadow. And
Yeah,
so if you're not a good producer and you're working for a, always busy, do nothing, you're going to be in trouble, quite honestly.
yeah,
Lots of collateral damage, but from these people, right? Because they don't get around to making decisions. They never hit any deadlines. You could see the activity in, results out score very high up here on top. It's all activity, nothing getting done. But I love this, the graphic it came up with. Very
yeah,
cartoonish, very fun, right?
yeah. It's fun. You've got this 9,800 activity,
Yeah.
but 3 is your result score. Like, you're just not doing anything. And all of that busyness, because people have to have that sense of accomplishment. They have to feel like, I've been part of a team that's been able to get some things done. And when you deprive them of that, it makes people frustrated. It
Yeah.
really does. It really impacts morale in a big way, because
It's
people
huge.
have to have that sense of accomplishment. They really do. And when you are missing deadlines and you're not making decisions, it puts a lot of frustration on the team.
It does. It's a drag on everybody. And you end up in an organization that has lots of motion but no momentum. And I've seen
Mhm.
that. And those places are always failures. You have the illusion of stuff happening and lots going on. It looks like a busy beehive when you're in one of those areas, but there's just a bunch of motion, no momentum.
Yeah.
And I love the image of the inputs just overwhelming everything, and then the busy work piles piling up over here. Just a couple of results coming out of the output thing.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happens. I think they really nailed it with this one.
Yeah. There is nothing I hate more than busy work. Like,
Yeah,
don't just give me things to do just to keep my time occupied, because I really do put a lot of effort into the work that I do, because I want to have good output. I want to have good products that when
yeah,
I'm done. And so I feel like busy work just kind of distracts me. And now I'm not able to do what I really want to do. And it's just frustrating, because, if you're working on something, it's busy work, it's not going anywhere, you're just going to finish it and it's going to go sit in, a storage facility. Like, it's just not
yeah,
going to be used at all. It's just going to be another document in the cloud. And so that just frustrates the fire out of me.
yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. So let's get on to next week's episode here, Tara. We've got the meeting monster
Yes.
coming up. And so, boy, I hated working with meeting monsters. There were so many simple ways to do things, but forever, no matter what came up, all right, let's meet. And just a drag, complete drag, especially when you're busy, right? So
I
this would be a
so
great
hate that.
episode. Yeah.
I hate it when it's like you get into a meeting and it's something that could have been an email or a Teams chat. And I'm
Yeah.
just, really? We pulled all these people in a room to say this?
Right. Right. And the culprit is oftentimes that meeting monster.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they want
Let's
that, they
meet
need
about
that
everything.
social time, and they're going to get it however they need it. But we're here every Wednesday, 3 o'clock, another show. We're going on with the series Jerks at Work. I think this has been a phenomenal series, Tara. And I
Yes,
must say that, from the time we started with episode one, our work with Chat GPT has just improved and improved and improved.
it
It's really gotten
has.
good. Yeah, really gotten, the tool has gotten better. A lot fewer revs of each one of these slides, better at taking direction. So, every week the show's just getting better. There's no question.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
much gets better.
ChatGPT is getting really, really good. It's so exciting to be part of this timing of, all of these AI tools that we have available to us.
Oh, remember how hard the first few shows were to get done?
Yes.
To number of times I had to redo stuff, number of people with three hands. I mean,
Yeah.
just unbelievable. But anyway, we hope you could join us. We'll be here next week at 3 o'clock on Wednesday for the Meeting Monster. So see you then.
Yes. Bye for now.